Hi everyone, I'm Marta Castillo. I was raised and born in Puerto Rico. I am a Harlista. Yes, I'm glad to be here today. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I lived 13 years of my life in New York, and then I came to the beautiful Florida to enjoy riding Harley. Something that I could say about myself when I became a Harlista, I had an experience as a passenger before actually I bought my first motorcycle. And I know it was funny, but I did had an accident. I broke my tail, and it was a little hard. But that's when exactly I said, you know what? Now I want my own bike, and that's exactly what I did. So after that, I enjoy riding motorcycle all the time. It comes with my own experiences, something that I lived through my life. I hold to 3 ribbons, and I'm very, very proud of them. And holding to those ribbons, it was when exactly I decided to ride motorcycle. I consider myself like a butterfly, I like to be free, but because I don't have wings, so the only way I could do is actually riding my motorcycle. So I'm actually currently work with victims. I work for the state of Florida, the Ninth Circuit State Attorney, and I'm a victim advocate for domestic violence. So during my career as a paralegal and working in the psychological field, I learned a lot that the only thing that people have to overcome those fears and overcome whatever they have in life is to feel free. So that's what I choose the motorcycle. Yes, I do other stuff. I like diving and I like jumping and I like surfing and all that. But motorcycle have a lot to do with my own experiences as a growing up, mature. I come from a very tight, old-fashioned family where girls don't do that stuff. So it sounds maybe funny, but I had to wait till my parents die in order to get a motorcycle, because in my country we don't do this. And the fun part is that all the experiences that I don't have to share with them. I'm sorry. One of the bad ones, like I said, is when I had the accident. But I remember when I bought my Harley, I was on my way to the Key West, and we were crossing the 7-mile bridge when my Harley hit the 1,000 miles. All I remember is telling everybody, "See ya!" and just crossing the bridge. It was the most awesome experience. After that, I can just stop. I try to go below 50, but I can't. Florida is a tough state. What I want to do in my future, maybe design my own Harley. I don't know. I'm a painter, that's why. I do a lot of art. I do theater. I do theater for community, and I do theater. I do stand-up comedy. That's all I love to do. Spanish and English, Español, Inglés. But that's one of my future things. And you know what? I remember back in 2008, I did design the retirement Harley place. Maybe one day it will be up. I sent it to Harley, as a matter of fact. And hopefully when I get there, I'll be able to be part of that retired nursing place. I don't know. But Harley, it has a world. I had read about the story of Harley. I know Harley had a purpose back when the war works and all that. It was meant to be a vehicle for transportation, and it was, for me, it caught my attention because I had used it as a transportation. There were times, especially when the gas is up, that you need to use your Harley to go to work. But I like the story that is behind. I like the purpose that it was, and I also like what happened afterwards. The background of the Harley was meant to be a transportation back in the wartime to, trying to save some gas. And today's day is a transportation for people to enjoy the encounter with the natural. Be close to the ocean, be close to the skies, the wind, and that's what I do. Most of the victims that I have, they have their dreams to be in a bike. All of them, they belong to a lot of, clubs and stuff. Maybe the old ones, so-called. But I like to hear everybody's stories, what they did, why they do it. I like to get, advices and want to do it better. I've been riding for 10 years, 11 years legally. Because, back in the days, you don't need a license. Now you need a license. What else I would like to do if I could take my Harley out? Well, I have a non-for-profit foundation that is based on art, is to help the people's victims and to overcome any lagoon that you may have in your life that didn't help you. I'm very to that. I'm a writer. I write for the magazine, and I have 2 books almost done. And I would like to take my Harley one day, or bigger Harley maybe, with my book bag and my concepts about how to be and make, make it better and do it better, enjoy life. I survived, like I say, I carry 3 ribbons. I carry the child abuse, the domestic violence, and the cancer survivor. I'm a cancer survivor. After I survived the cancer, that's when I say, you know what, it's all about writing, it's all about having fun, and that's what I've been doing all this time. I like to inspire people. I'm always smiling and happy and giving hugs and kisses, and I carry as much as I can. You see, like my chain Harley, because it's what I represent. I represent the freedom. I represent what Harley actually wants everybody to know. We ride and try, to overcome in groups for around the world, just like a big united family. And that's another thing. Doesn't matter where you go. I like to travel. I travel. I have gone to Mexico, Santo Domingo, East and West Coast, and it's fun when you tell them that you are Harley. Especially myself. I'm only 5 feet tall. Then we can be like, really? But yet it is possible. People that had inspired me to do this, I think it was my father. My father knew that growing up in Puerto Rico in a tight family atmosphere where girls were not allowed to do any of the boy stuff, it was even hard to get your own bicycle. But he always told me you could do whatever you want to do, and he used to take me out and teach me all that stuff, how to do 4x4 and stuff like that. Of course, my mom didn't know. So he always inspired me and told me, you could do whatever you want as long as you have passion. And that's the key. I have passion for writing, I have passion for laughing, I have passion for paint, I have passion to help others, the community. I work with homeless, victims, homicides, children, abused children, and it all comes to the same thing. They all want to be, free and feel free. So I think writing will be. I don't know what I'm going to be when, I'm 42, almost 43 years old. Maybe when I'm 60, I'm going to have to use, 2 extra wheels in the back. But letting the writing, I don't think that's going to happen. And like I say, as a biker dream, I want to retire and go around the world and just spread my own experiences and tell people that it's not hard, it's not a hard thing to do. Like I say, if you do it with passion and you do it with love, it doesn't matter. You could pick up and, write it. And better die in saying that I tried than not doing it. So that's another thing. Fun stuff, they're always going to be fun stuff. And one of the things that I do remember when I started writing, I had somebody telling me, hey, you want to ride my motorcycle? And I say, fine, you have insurance, because if I drop it, it's your problem, not mine. I didn't reach the floor and say, okay, so how are we going to do this? So you're right in the back, the beep, beep. But, and I drive in. So then we overcome to a red light, and I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do now? I had to stop, but I don't reach the floor. So it was a hookup because the person in the back was able to stop for me. But that was funny because I was not afraid to do whatever. I think that second time I rode a motorcycle here, I couldn't reach the pedal, but I know that if I could fly an airplane, I could land in a motorcycle too. I landed in the floor like 3 times, but it was okay. I got up, I kept going.
So let me ask you one final question. The term Harlista means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. What does being a Harlista mean to you?
It's a freedom. It's my freedom of my spirit. It's be able to go around the world and know that people knows me as a family once I'm telling that I'm a Harlista. It's like carrying an extra last name, because once you say you're Harlista, they just holding you. But more than anything, it's the freedom. It's just to be free.
Any final comments that you want to say?
Yeah, I want another Harley.